What's up YouTube? Today I'm actually sitting on the floor, but this is a very interesting and special video for me personally because first of all, we'll try to put together a gaming chair. I've never done that before in my life. I've never actually really owned a gaming chair, not to mention tested it or assembled it. But today I have the GeekBoss gaming chair with me, and GeekBoss is interesting because it's actually a local brand designed here in Latvia by some local guys. Of course, the components are actually made in China, but well, nowadays what isn't, right? And from what I was told, they took actually a DXRacer Formula series, I think, gaming chair as the base model and tweaked some of the components to come out with this chair. And in this video, you will not only see how to assemble this chair, but also a review from a person who's actually very tall. My height is 2 meters. Subsequently, not all of the chairs in the world really suit my back and my spine. So it will be very interesting to see in the next couple of weeks how it performs and if it's actually something interesting for taller people than average. Damn! Well, that was a bit harder than I expected. The only two things left that I need to attach is the headrest and the waist back rest support thing. Overall, the total time assembling it, well, it wasn't that bad. I mean, under an hour. Here you'll see a precise time. It's something doable, manageable. It was nicely packed in the box, and more or less according to the manual, everything was pretty clear to assemble. There were a few points where I will stop a bit longer. First is the actual screws in the holes in which they were supposed to fit. In majority of cases, like 80% of the screws, there were 18 in there. With 12, I would say I had no problems. With a couple of them, they were too loose, and the rest of them were actually hard to fit in the screw holes themselves. And the other thing that really annoyed me, besides the fact that I'm sweating like a pig, was that while trying to attach the second, well, one part with the very stiff backrest support, I don't know how you call that thing, that was easy to attach. The other side, however, was tougher because the backrest itself was not really aligning perfectly, so you had to sort of squeeze those clamps together. I had a bit of a tussle there, but overall it was pretty straightforward, pretty simple, and nothing really to complain about. So yeah, the chair is assembled. These cushions I'll put on a bit later, and so now the review of the chair itself.
Later.
Overall, spoiler alert, it's a chair. I mean, it really is, and it just does that. But after a couple of weeks of trying it out and sitting in it, there are a few things I like and there are a few things I don't like. Let's start with the ones I don't like. First of all, it's the elbow rests. For my personal taste, they are too short. And even if I've pushed them back the whole way, every time I want to do thinking or chilling poses, I find myself that the elbow is sort of misresting on the elbow support. Not really sure about the correct term, but yeah, it kind of feels too short. The second thing I didn't like is, well, I personally from time to time like to, how to better put it, sit on my leg, meaning I put one or the other leg underneath me, and I like to sit in that pose. With this chair, sadly, that was not the most comfortable experience because the sides of the chair have metal rims in it. Subsequently, the chair doesn't really allow you to flex those sides to make the bowl a bit shallower. It keeps its form. Subsequently, it's not comfortable to sit on my sort of probably favorite pose. Other than that, there are a lot of things to like about this particular chair, and I'm sure about other gaming chairs as well of the same sort. First of all, how comfortable it is. The first couple of days when I was sitting in it, I didn't really feel that comfortable. I thought it was too stiff and it felt that I'm sitting sort of on a plank, but as the days went on, I found myself gotten used to the softness levels or the padding levels of this chair, and ultimately it feels relatively comfortable. I mean, like it should be. Maybe my bum has gotten used to it, but not really sure, but yeah, it feels solid. Second thing I really like is that, as I said, I'm a tall person, so for me to find a chair where I would have my headrests and waist rests in position is really a challenge. This chair in particular, sitting in an upright position, albeit on the last centimeters, but the headrest still is there and I can relatively comfortably sit. For me, the main thing was that I still have my headrest. I don't have to find a very awkward semi-diagonal position where I could feel myself comfortable. So with this chair, everything was fine, and I guess that you just have to check the specs on the chair for how tall people these are made. This particular chair, I was told, was for 1.95 meters tall persons, so I'm 2 meters, still was comfortable, still everything was fine. That's good. The third thing is that I wasn't actually sweating that much in this chair. That's probably down to the choice of the outer layer of this chair, where you see has these holes in it, and probably all the sweat that actually did come out went straight into the padding material underneath this one. So yeah, summer is gone, autumn's coming. I felt all the time very comfortable in this chair. Other than that, I don't have really much to talk about this. As I said, it is just a chair, a bit expensive one, but compared to some of the office chairs that you can buy for like 2 or 3 times cheaper, I guess not everyone has a proper headrest. Not everyone has the same ventilation levels as gaming chairs do have. And if you're probably a normal person that doesn't choose a sitting pose as weird as I do, you will feel all the time very comfortable in this chair. I would personally probably not buy this because of not being able to sit in my favorite pose, kind of feeling a bit claustrophobic because the sides of the chair all the time keep me tight in place. And third of all, I wouldn't really fully use the option of reclining it all the way horizontally because I'm just too scared that I would fall over. But other than that, GeekBoss, a Latvian brand, doing it cheaper than DXRacer does, I would say it's worth considering it, right? Okay, thank you for watching this video, and if you were the first time on this channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button under the video. Also check out my other videos in English and with English subs. And for my long-time viewers, thank you for tuning in. More videos coming out soon, and see you in the next one. Goodbye!